Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take a look at the dome glass screen protector for the Google Pixel 2 XL. Let's go to check it out. Now we reviewed the Whitestone dome glass screen protector on the channel, and I have to say that in my opinion, it is the best tempered glass screen protector on the market. Let me explain why. First of all, this type of screen protector is not going to have any dust under your screen, which is one of the things that really kills me when it comes to most screen protectors. Second, most phones are water resistant or waterproof. And let's say you're not going to take your phone into a lake for swimming or into a beach. We do have accidents throughout our day-to-day life where you may spill some coffee, some water, and what I hate is when water gets underneath the screen and ruins it, and I have to toss it out. That never happens with the screen protector. Third, this screen protector has full adhesive, even for phones that have rounded edges. We see that with the Note 8, we see that with the S8. So once again, this is a screen protector that, despite having the round edges, is still going to be able to have great adhesive. Now, the last thing I'll mention is that this screen protector has great quality when it comes to clarity, so no impact, doesn't have any kind of those micro dots that I've reviewed on the channel on the screen protector, and it's very durable. I've did a video where I dropped my phone recently, and it just chipped the side of my screen, and my screen itself was intact. The screen of the phone, that is. So highly recommend these for those of you who are looking for a very durable protector. Now, these are no way inexpensive. So you're looking at this screen protector is more expensive than your typical one, but I can tell you, as being an avid phone enthusiast and wanting something that is clear, that is fingerprint resistant, and has a full adhesive, I have gone through countless number of screen protectors in the life of a phone. If you don't drop your phone and you don't crack the screen, this phone protector, the screen protector, is going to stay on your phone for the life of the product. And I'll tell you, you can watch the channel, you can see the things that I've, the other screen protectors that I reviewed, and you can see my follow-ups when it comes to this product. So absolutely a great product. So now let me show you how you install it. Now this is the installation process for the Whitestone dome glass, and at first this looks incredibly intimidating, but it really isn't. If you follow these steps, you're not going to have a problem doing the install. So I'm going to go through each one of these pieces, everything that you need to know when doing the installation. I've installed now countless of these on friends, family that come to my house that pick up these products and say, I want to install it, can you do this for me? And they've watched me do it, and after they've watched me, they go like, wow, I could have done that myself. I also have friends that have been doing it themselves as watching the video. So let's go over all the pieces, and then let me show you how easy it is to install. So the first thing you have here is this little thing that looks like a mouse. This is actually a UV light that is used to harden the actual adhesive that's used to put on your screen protector. Now, one thing I'll mention, the screen protectors are 100% removable, leaving your screen damage-free. Watch my videos. I'm going to leave it in the comment area, or it'll pop up here in a card where you can actually see that. So no worries there. You do have this micro USB cable that's used to charge your UV light. You have an instruction guide here. You have several things here, and we're going to show how each one of these works. Alcohol wipes, dust removal stickers, little protectors here, and then what you have is this trace system, and this is how the magic or where everything happens. So we're going to put this aside. Don't throw this away, because all this is part of the installation process. What you have here is some additional things for blocking ports. We'll put the stickers on the side right here. And then what I want to show you is the actual screen. So here we have the screen, and the screen again is optically clear. No dots whatsoever. Let's get that at an angle so you can see that. Nothing whatsoever. And I'll tell you, they are incredibly fingerprint resistant, so you don't have a lot of makeup on the screen. It pretty much stays pretty clear. So I'm just going to show you my Note 8 right now. My Note 8 has this one. My Note 8 screen has not been cleaned. It's right now 4 in the afternoon here in Chicago, so I've used my phone all day, and my battery is right now, because I do a lot of stuff on it, it's around 30%. So you can see my battery level right there, 30%, which means I've been using it. Look at that screen. I have not wiped it down. It has not been cleaned at all. And you notice how it is virtually smudge free. And that's because, again, the quality of the screen protector. So now you do have these two vials, they basically have the adhesive. And you can try twice. In the event that you mess this up, all you have to do is wipe this down, wash it off. I go into a sink and I just wash off the adhesive, dry it off and make sure that it's lint free, and then I try the second time. But again, if you take your time and follow my steps, you'll get it right the first time. So now the next thing I just wanted to mention to you is I get this question a lot, and that is, are these glass screen protectors case friendly? The answer is yes, with a caveat. You always want to make sure that you do look at the dimensions of the screen as it pertains to the cases that you're purchasing. I found really good compatibility. I just wanted to show you with this one. So I'm going to place the screen protector just on my screen. Right, we're not gluing it on or anything, just to show you one thing. So as we look at it, you'll notice on this case how the screen protector has still a lot of space. So you have space on the bottom, space over here, and then if we look at the sides, notice how much space you have. So this is one of the cases that I reviewed on the channel from Tech 21. So Tech 21 case, no problem with that. And again, we haven't glued it on, I'm just showing you the case friendliness. And again, optically clear, and it fits nicely on this case. All right, so now let's take a closer look at this tray. Just want to talk about it for a second. So this is the component that's going to go right here, and you're going to put the adhesive. This adhesive is going to go right here, and you're going to let the adhesive out. We're going to put this to the side. Now, when placing your phone in the tray, you may be asking yourself, which one is the right way? Notice this cutout right here? It aligns with your camera bump. So this is how your phone's going to be placed in this place. Now, this is a upgraded version, and there's a couple things that I just wanted to point out that differs from some of the other videos that I've done in the past with this product. So new in this product is you have some absorption pads. So this right here, these two, are going to be placed on each side of the phone. Now, the reason why this is going to be placed just like I just did it right here, and we're not installing it, just so that you understand, is so that any excess liquid gets absorbed by these pads. In the past, and I've gotten these comments on the channel as well, sometimes excess liquid could actually seep beneath and then fall underneath on the back of the phone. Now, it hadn't damaged the phones. It's a pain to wipe it off, and it's kind of smelly. So this is going to help there. This other component here is used to cover up your speaker area. Once again, for me, I've never had any problems. I didn't have this with my Note 8, but you can put this each one on each side, and what it's going to do, it's going to cover up your speaker area so that none of the liquid goes there as well. So we're going to do that. So this will go on this side, one will go on the bottom as part of our installation process. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean things up because there is some dust and some things on the screen. Now, one of the things I always mention when doing screen protector installations is that you don't have the fan running, that you have a dust-free environment, which is really difficult to do in a house. But one of the things that you can do easily is just make sure that you don't have your central air, central heat. None of those things are blowing. And then we're going to go ahead and use the alcohol wipes that we have here to wipe down the phone, clean it off, inspect it, and then I'll show you what we go through in order to install it. So the first thing we're going to do is just wipe off our screen. And even if you have a brand new phone, you want to do this. And this is really important because it's going to make sure that you screen it here as well, that you have no problems with it. There's a lot of facial oils, makeup, even your fingers leave stuff behind. So you want to just wipe it down with this, get it really good in all the corners. Don't worry about stuff. Alcohol evaporates, so you don't have to worry about it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those other wipes and then just wipe off the residue. All right, so this should be pretty clean. I'll inspect it one more time just to make sure it's fine, and I'll place it in the installation tray. So now let's get a close-up of what I just did right here. I took the bottom tab, and you'll notice here that there is a little hole or pop-out. There's a hole in the plastic, and then there's a pop-out as part of the plastic itself, the base. See that right there? So what I did is I aligned the speaker that's right here, and I went ahead and put the plastic right over it. So that's going to prevent any of the liquid going into the actual speaker area. Now, do this. Make sure that this area is lint-free. So what I did is I just went over it just to make sure that there isn't any lint there, because since this is adhesive, it could pick up lint just as as you're handling it. So double check that to make sure you don't have any lint or any even hair, an eyelash or anything like that, by just inspecting that. Now we're going to do the same thing in this side with the next tab. Now, one thing I wanted to just make sure that you remember, you do have two, and that's for those two attempts that we're talking about. So let's go ahead and put one on. All right, so I went ahead and placed this piece right here, just want to show you what I did. So again, you have kind of like an opening right here where you just place it on top, and this is just going to cover this speaker area. And I'm pressing down just so that the glue of that little sticky gets on there really nicely. Now remember, as you're doing this again, you want to make sure that there's no lint there, because as your screen protector goes down, you don't want any lint to appear. Alright, so now that I've inspected those areas, I'm going to go ahead and put these absorption things on the side. And again, this is for any of the excess liquid. And I'm going to inspect it again. I'm kind of anal about this, so I'm going to look at the screen one more time. I'm probably going to look off at the screen, about 3 or 4 times before I'm done with the installation, before I even put the liquid down. So I'm going to put this guy back on and inspect one more time. Now I've inspected the screen a couple times and I'm satisfied that there isn't any dust, but like I said, I'm going to probably check it one more time. And the next thing is to put this part, the upper part of the tray on. It's going to do 2 things. It's going to hold those little plastic pieces in place, and then also what it's going to do for us, it's going to allow us to put this little jig in here. Now this little jig is really important because it's going to, when we put our screen protector on top of it, we're going to pull this out, and then it's going to allow the screen to fall onto the phone itself. The other thing that we're going to place is the contraption that allows us to get the liquid or the adhesive to be placed here and fall through. But like I said, I'm going to inspect the screen one more time. Alright, so now that I've made sure that everything aligns and I'm happy that this will go in without any problems, I removed it because we need to get our glass in place. Now the glass does have a film that you remove, and then we'll just place it, but it's not going to be, it's going to be in an angle like this, resting on this tab. Now here's the key. This is what you have to do. So this is where you want to pay 100% attention. When you release the liquid onto the actual screen, you're not going to remove this tab until the liquid has touched your screen. So you're going to see me, I'm going to do a tilt, right? And when I do that tilt, the liquid is going to move down and it's going to touch the screen. Once it touches the screen, that's when I'll pull the tab. You do not, listen, you do not want to remove the tab before you do that, because if it doesn't touch the screen and you pull it out and the screen just slams on the liquid, it's going to create air bubbles, and that's going to screw up your install. So make sure that it touches, and then once it touches, you remove it and it'll spread out evenly. Watch how I do it. Alright, so now the next step in the process is we're going to remove this tab, and we're going to place the liquid in this area, tighten it up, and when you release this area, the liquid's going to come up on the screen. And you're going to make sure that all the liquid comes out. Okay, that was a little tight. I'm going to wait for it to come out. Okay. And you notice how it's just placed right there in the center. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this, tilt it just a little bit just to make sure if there's any liquid. You notice I got one more drop came out. And make sure that's good. Okay. And I'm going to put the cap on this because I don't want any liquid on my desk, and I'm going to put this to the side. Now the next step in the process is I'm going to remove the tab that's right here, get the screen in place. And remember, it's not going to go down yet. I'm just going to place it right here, and it's going to rest on this little tab here. Let it go right there. Now remember, we're going to wait for that little bubble to touch the screen, which it already has. I'm going to move this over a little bit. So that's going to be perfect right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to release. Okay. Now you'll notice that because it touched the screen, it's going from the center and moving out. So I just moved it a little bit right there, and you notice how it's going up. It's going to go all the way to the bottom, and we're just going to let it go just like this, and it's going to fill everything. No bubbles, no problem whatsoever. So we're going to let it continue to move down. We have those tabs on the front and on the top, or the bottom and the top, and we also have the adhesive or the absorption cloths that we have there. They're little cotton swabs there. And we're going to let this fully cover. Once it covers it, we're going to go with the UV light. Alright, so now let's take a closer look at the screen. You'll notice the adhesive has spread completely from top to bottom. You don't see any area that it hasn't really covered. Everything looks solid. The next thing is we're going to use the UV light, and you're going to do it for 15 seconds on every spot. So I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to have it here for 15 seconds, and I'm going to move it down every 15 seconds just to make sure that it's curing the actual glue itself, the adhesive. Now as it's doing that, I'll just mention, you will not have any problem removing this off your screen. It will not damage your screen. If you have questions on it, watch my video. I've taken this off now off of maybe 5 different phones where they've fallen from high heights and they've cracked the screens and replaced them. I did it from my phone twice now, showing how you can remove it without having a problem, and then the second time because I actually damaged the screen protector and dropped my phone. So don't worry about that, but we're going to wait 15 seconds and then we're going to go to the next spot, and we're going to continue to move down every 15 seconds. Alright, so I've already went through with one pass, 15 seconds each. Now the next step is to remove everything that we have going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the phone out. I'm going to remove this little tab. Don't need that anymore. Throw that to the side. This tab also comes off. Don't need that. And now what I'm going to do is just lift up the phone from this side because it's the easiest and lift it out. So let's see if these tabs actually worked. Notice no liquid left on the tray, which was a problem with the first generation. And then when you look at here at the bottom, there's no liquid also there. So that's nice. Now immediately we'll push this over to the side. You'll notice fantastic screen. No blemishes, no defects. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe it off, and then I'm going to go over it one more time. Now the first time we did it was 15 seconds. This time I'm going to do 60 seconds, and we're going to go from top to bottom just to cure it one more time. I'll wipe it off first, and then I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so now we're going to start our 60-second pass. Place it just right here, and we'll leave it for 60 seconds. I'll come back once I've done all 3 parts after the 60-second cure. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you close up what the screen looks like. There's no sensitivity problems whatsoever. It's glass, super smooth, super clear, and you saw how trouble-free that installation was as long as you followed those steps. Let me show you what the images look like so you can see how, again, very optically clear, and your photos won't be impacted. If you're using like the Dreamcast, the VR, it also is going to be fine. Alright, so let's take a look at this picture just for a second. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to try to zoom in here for a second. So that's pretty sharp. No issues, again, with the touch responsiveness. Everything is well, and you can see things are really clear. Here's one more photo that I had taken with, this actually is a photo with my Note 8. And you can see, again, really nice colors. Everything is coming through. No impact to the screen. Alright, so let's take one more closer look at the screen so you can see how everything looks right there. Look here at the bottom. And that's pretty much it. So guys, that was my step-by-step process on how you can install the dome glass on your Pixel 2 XL. Hands down, the best tempered glass screen protector on the market. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment area. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.